So all throughout human history, up until about 5 to 10 years ago, give or take, the answer to the question, should the man pay for the first date, was as easy of a question as there was to answer, and it was a big fat yes. Now, the answer is possibly, maybe thinking about changing. It's not a simple yes or no anymore. It kind of comes down to, it depends. Now look, here's the first thing. Guys are always preaching that they want their women to have personal responsibility. Take responsibility for your actions. So guys, if you're 40 and you're making 6 figures, and the girl that you're trying to attract is 25 years old and she's all over Instagram, don't be an idiot. You're paying for the first date. If you're looking for a traditional woman, you're going to have to give them traditional treatment up front. Okay? You don't go dumpster diving for dollar bills. You see what I'm saying? If you're going fishing and the limit has now changed to where you can only catch 2 and there's a slot, you don't just decide, well, I'm going to be pissy about it and not try to catch anything. Target what you're targeting. What's the point there? The point there is that a lot of guys say, well, a man shouldn't pay for the first date because women are screaming for equality and they want equal rights and they want this and that. So there you go. You could have it. Well, what are you going to get with that attitude? If you think the women have a bad attitude, I'm going to give you just a little bit of a hint here. The way to catch the woman that has the good attitude is not by exhibiting the same bad attitude in the women that you don't want to go after. The point is know what you're going after. It's not that difficult. I don't understand why there's so much animosity towards guys or anybody, and for that case, who says that the man should pay for the first date. Now, right off the bat, I don't care who you are. If you're a woman that I am going after, if you're just a friend, and it doesn't matter who you are. If I say, come on, let's go to dinner, I'm paying for dinner. That's the way it should be. Now, the only circumstances where a woman should be paying for the entire meal is if she actually approaches you and asks you out on a date. At that point, okay, fine, let her pay for the meal. But if you're going to sit there on your first date and you're going to go over and look at the receipt and you're going to say, all right, well, you got the bacon wrapped scallops and you got this and you got it, just give me a 20. Where do you think that relationship is going? Now, if you both match that tone, if that's where you both are, where you feel it should be 50-50 and she feels it should be 50-50, good luck with that. But if that's where you both are, then that will work. But guys, look, if you want a traditional woman, and you want a woman who's not out there screaming for equality and all of these things, then you have to act like a traditional man and say, no, I'm the man, I'm paying, even if she offers. Now, there are guys that say, well, you know, there's all these women out there using guys for meals. Well, who's the dumbass? It's not the 25-year-old on Instagram that's hooking the 40-year-old who's making 6 or 7 figures. She's not the dumbass. She knows what she wants. She's going out and getting it. If you're a guy and you're trying to bat above your batting average because you're making a couple extra bucks, don't be pissed when the water's cold when you jump in and there's ice still in it. You see what I'm saying? Don't be a dumbass. Know what you're going after. If you're actually at the meal and you're complaining about having to pay for half of the meal, you've already made a mistake in judgment, an error in judgment about what kind of woman that you're asking out in the first place. Think of it this way. You know what you want. You know you want a certain traditional type of woman, okay? It ain't that hard to figure out these days if a woman is traditional or not traditional before you take her out on the date. This isn't rocket science. This isn't the woman's fault. This is going to circle all the way back to some personal responsibility for the guys. Again, if a woman is using a man, who's the dumbass? Now, you could say the woman is mean, the woman's cruel, the woman treat the man like dirt. You could say all of those things, but who's the dummy who thought he had the chance with the 22-year-old hottie? You're blaming the woman for running the game on you. She's the one running the game. It's your job to figure out who's running the game and who's not running the game before you get to the court. It just isn't that difficult, guys. If you do the asking, you should be doing the paying. If the woman does the asking, you still offer to pay, and then maybe if she wants to go 50-50, if you feel comfortable, she feels comfortable, maybe that can work. But for crying out loud, quit bitching about women that are using you. Vet them first. It ain't that difficult.